This week on the Push Pull Loads podcast, we talk about coaching and giving too much information. Three, two, one. Tuck your chin in, mate.
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Damik.
And me, Tom Hall. What's going on, man?
Yeah, all good in the hood. I don't really have much else to say, really.
Wow, apart from that absolute classic rhyme.
Yeah, that's all I've got, actually.
Absolute legend.
I don't have much more to go on because you've not done anything stupid this week that I can take the piss out of. So yeah, other than you've lost your headphones, which is you're right, having shit headphones.
So I have several headphones because I'm such a baller. But I've got two right here, Dan. I can literally show you. I got two here, some more. I got two on my head, but they're over ears. And believe it or not, guys, when we podcast, I like in ears, like little buds. I prefer having over ears when I train. And I need buds, and I don't know where they are. So
makes no difference.
It's just a preference. But the buds obviously seem to get mixed and lost there. Because I normally transfer from recording studio, bedroom, to my lounge when I put it up. But I need my headphones for that, just in case there's something ridiculous that we might have said during the show that I need to take out, which has happened on an odd occasion.
Believe it or not. Most of it really in.
Probably I go 99.7% probably leave in, just in case me and Dad use... Dad? I called you Dad.
Wow.
That's getting bold.
You know
Dad, Dan... Basically, I'm on the back end. I'm still a bit nasally of a little bit of flu, but they seem to have been lingered forever. That's why some of my pronunciations will not be as crisp as they are usual, Dan.
Usually.
No, usual, mate. Usual. Slang. But interesting, mate. What are we talking about today? Oh, merch.
You put the merch on. I need to buy some, man. I need to get some.
Yeah, no, I got to make Dan buy some. That's all fine. So using the same, the product, we're like, I don't say presently surprised, but they're nice. They're good quality. Pleasantly,
not presently.
I'm stumbling over my words, mate. So you're gonna have to coach me through this today. So I'm still a bit nasally. Hence my coaching cues have been immaculate. That's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah. No, I found a company like from getting the biceps and banter stuff and. I was pleasantly surprised with the quality of the stuff that came through. It's a little bit more expensive than most, but the most sort of places you can get kind of merch, I suppose. But like I said this to my clients the other day. I still have to buy it as well. Like I don't get it for free or anything. I just buy it, and like I said, we don't bullshit people at all. And I honestly, the quality of the hoodie is so comfy. I'm not taking it off because it's so warm.
The only thing is, I have a couple of Vans hoodies, and the only thing I might ask them to see if they will do this in the future with the hoodies, because obviously there's the pocket.
Yeah.
Like
I like the two pockets though. I don't like.
So yeah, I like the big pocket that goes all the way through, and not the two separate pockets. So that's just a preference. So if I've got a jacket, obviously
that we're using as well. Like I think they are always adding new things. I think they're fairly newish.
Yeah.
Companies. I think they're always adding new products to it and stuff. But I think I'm going to get a sweatshirt next and see how comfortable they are.
Yeah, sweatshirt looks cool. So yeah, if you want to go buy stuff from Biceps Banter, from mine, well, the push pull from ours, Dan. Sorry,
mine. Listen to him.
Have you put the link in? Is it in your link tree?
No, you're just about to start it today, mate. You just told me today.
Jesus.
I saw on your story today that you had merch before you even told me, and I got on the podcast and I was like, oh, then.
Wearing it as well, yeah. So all the coloured ones have got like a white emblem, like a Converse emblem, basically. And then all the white ones have just got the emblem on. Lovely.
You want to get mine. There you go, ladies and gents. You heard it first. Tom thinks it's all his.
Wow.
So right. if we ever have a divorce, he's getting it all by the looks of it.
Yeah,
gets it
all those royalties. Yeah, whatever.
Downloads.
All right, we've got stuff to talk about today because Dan was. Dan's got to go.
By the way, I just realised we do all this for free, right? if anyone wants to advertise on a podcast, feel free to message us. You would do a good rate.
A good rate, yeah. We'd probably just do it.
Yeah, anything. Like,
we've done it before. Bear Bells sent us 3 bars for a short while, and then we realised that we're not exactly in line with their branding. Probably not.
It's not even that. She couldn't be bothered getting back to us, mate.
we get like 1-2 months worth, and then went vegan, and then it was like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, yeah, wonderful.
Yeah, we should approach someone. Maybe we should approach someone. Maybe we need to be a bit more out there, Tom, because we're just shit at this sort of thing.
Well, I think it's even if your company is not about nutrition or fitness, it doesn't really matter.
No, it doesn't matter. It's just
a taxi company for all I care.
Because at the end of the day, everyone who listens is pretty sound, bar 1 or 2 people. Most of them are pretty sound, and I think people would be surprised with how many people actually listen to the podcast. I still can't believe how many people listen to us ramble on each week. You're an idiot if you listen to this.
5.5 minutes in, and we haven't said anything about nutrition and fitness yet.
Exactly. No one cares about it. That's why.
It's fine. We should Diet Coke. Anybody there's got to be some poll that.
I've got the Waitrose Cloudy Lemonade. Very
good. Didn't you have a go at me a few weeks ago for having own brand ones?
Yeah, but this is different.
Oh, is it? All right, yeah, okay.
Mate,
it's Waitrose, not Tesco.
Mate, Waitrose's own brand is better than some brands. So, right, come on, mate. If you're posh enough. No, but that one is actually the best cloud lemonade I've probably tried.
There's no Waitrose near me. So.
Well, you need to move to a nicer part of London, mate.
Clearly, I know.
Pick up your penthouse and move it. Does your penthouse not come with a supermarket in it? I'd have thought that would be part of the deal.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Like a mini bar with stockable fridge that you can request what you want in.
But yeah, there's a Tesco in my building, so that's probably why. So I have to venture outside for about 10 spaces.
Oh, mate, that must be such a hardship for you from your penthouse.
Down the
elevator all the way down.
Down the lift. I know, it is tough sometimes when you're like, oh, do I really need to go? I have to leave the flat and then go down the lift 5 floors. If I've walked outside and I see the 0 on the elevator, I'm just like, wow, I've got to wait this long. Jesus Christ. Awful. I know, it's awful.
Easy, man. Anyway, should we talk about something that these guys want to listen to rather than us two?
Yeah, so what Dan with the ideas, amazingly, he wanted to talk about giving too much information. I don't know where this is driving from. And funnily enough, what I've been writing some content on, not really for general use, so it's only going to be on here. I'm not going to post about it that much because I haven't posted in ages. It's going to be more course workshop based. Is queuing systems and how we coach properly. But you want to talk about giving too much information. Something's been grinding Dan's gears, so strap in. We're going to listen to it for a while.
It's not bad, to be fair. I just think it's sometimes people either ask for advice.
Off the back of that, how many comments did you get off? It wasn't last week, but the week before when we reviewed that article about some professors and stuff like that.
I had quite a few people messaging me.
Yeah, quite a few comments and be like, Dan's got a bit nuts on this show.
It's all good, though, isn't it? It's all good. It's all good publicity. No, I think this comes from people ask for advice sometimes, and we get it sometimes on Instagram lives and stuff like that, and the same sort of people ask the similar questions, and it's the whole thing about asking for too much help or asking for too much advice, and then you get given advice and you don't see it through, or you want the next bit of advice. It's no, you don't need the next bit, you just need to do this. So I've had it a few times with clients as well. Actually last week, looked at their assessment weeks, looked at what their food diets, where they're at with things. And it was right, you just need to start your breakfast and lunch. I don't care what you have for dinner. I literally don't care. Just do this for breakfast, this for lunch. Prep some food, get something in the fridge, know where you're at with things. Be consistent with that. Let's see where you're at next week. And they kind of look at you as if to say, oh, is that it? And you're like, yes, you can't even do that. So let's start with that. And they seem a bit bewildered when you just give them one thing to do. But it's part and parcel of coaching. Is you wouldn't give someone 20 cues when they're doing exercise. You give them one, they learn it, they master it. Then when the exercise becomes difficult, when a load goes up, you might give them a different cue. And it's the same thing with coaching and nutrition. But also it's a bit of advice I've had to heed myself in, I suppose, work, and I suppose, I don't want to say business, I hate saying business, but it's if you're self-employed, everything you do is business. And it's kind of focusing on one thing at a time and not thinking too far ahead and not worrying about, the next project or the next thing you're doing. It's just do something for a bit, be consistent with it, be patient and see how it evolves. And it's just the same with nutrition coaching. I get it all the time. People message me, go, oh, can you help me with this? What do you think to this? What do you think to that? And I'm like, it doesn't really matter. because whatever I tell you, you're not going to do it because you've asked me this before and you didn't do it last time. And I think Suk talks about it a lot. He calls it it's called infobesity. And he's like, everyone wants loads of information, but no one's actioning any of it. And I think it's really important that people do something, do it well, action it. And then once you've achieved that and you've done something from it, then get more advice, then go for something else. But people constantly try and focus on far too many things at once without ever seeing something through. And I think it's really, really prevalent in the fitness industry. It has to be the next thing, it has to be the next big thing, rather than just focusing on doing one thing well for a couple of months, then looking at the results of it. It just got to me. I just think when we were talking before about it all, and then you mentioned obviously it's something you've gone over about with training and something we're going to go over on our weekend in March. And it's about how to coach someone. And I suppose no one really goes over this sort of stuff. And they don't assume, that there's a hierarchy, I suppose, of cueing people, and there's a way you go through the system, and you don't just jump in randomly at a random point. You start from a point of going, right, where's this client need to start? Start from here and then build upon it, rather than just giving them everything and giving them a fucking encyclopedia or a manual. There you go, crack on. Well, it's not really helping them. Probably why they failed up to this point. They've got all the information, but they can't actually apply it. It's your job to help them apply that information in a systematic way so that they get results.
Yeah.
I just think people are just far too obsessed with knowing everything, and it's okay not to know everything. But if you know stuff but you're not applying it, you're just wasting your time.
I think it's human not to know stuff, right? And then the application of it, I feel, is the biggest thing. I think the worst thing you can do is come to, for example, a workshop like ours, and then you're just like, oh yeah, that's cool. I like that. Cool. And then kind of it sits there, back of your brain, but you don't end up doing any of it. And then you're like, well, is there much point? Great, I've gained some knowledge, but it's the applied nature of it. And I feel like maybe more than a lot of it's probably the circles that we move in, but maybe more than a lot of industries, that there seems to be an everlasting kind of I don't know. They put that people want to go get educated or renew their stuff. People are always going for it, new things to do, and which is great. And then I'm
new courses though as well. That's the other thing, is be asking for new what's the next course I should go on? What's the next thing I should do?
Yeah, and you're like, hang on a minute.
And it just seems like you said about the people that we've seen to have signed up on the course. You kind of look at them all and go, right, they're all of a certain position in their career. They're all at a certain point, and it kind of we feel good almost, I suppose, we're reaching the people we want to reach who are at a point where they're going to actually implement it and apply it. But I remember when I first joined Third Space, I'd done my Masters, and I was like, right, what's next? And I spent $3,000 on a nutrition course, and I've still never completed it, even to this day. And the reason being is that I'd spent a year doing it.
I didn't know BTN was $3,000. Wow.
No. And I spent a year doing it, and then I realised, hang on a minute, this just isn't applicable. I'm not helping. It's not making me a better coach. It's just knowledge for knowledge's sake. It's not actually helping me become better at my job. And I think with a lot of trainers, as we've spoken about before, is that actually they focus a lot on some things that just don't matter. And I've certainly been guilty of that. And I think when I did MNU, I think it was really useful because they went over aspects of how to coach someone and coach client relationships, and actually how to understand elements of psychology and also clinical populations that you may be exposed to and all this sort of stuff, rather than just teaching you from a textbook, which again, a lot of unis and stuff do. Is it's great having knowledge, but I don't think it's as essential as people think it is. I think it's more essential that you actually learn something, then apply it, because a lot of the stuff I've learned previously, I can't apply it to my clients. I can't. The Krebs cycle gives a fuck. Again, mitochondrial biogenesis with clients, none of them really care about that. They just want to lose weight and look better and feel good in their own skin. So there's elements to what you do and what you learn that you don't need to. And I think you always have to be asking yourself that question: is what I'm learning actually going to positively affect the results I get from my clients, and also my ability to coach people and to coach people well? Because a lot of the time, I think a lot of the courses out there designed anyway for PTs aren't great for that. And I suppose with what we tried to do that weekend is it's exactly what it's going to do. Is it's straight away, if you apply it to your clients, you're going to have a better understanding of being able to assess them, know where they're at, and then that start point then, and the information you give them at that start point is going to vary from client to client. But that's good because you know where they're at to start with, rather than just treating every single person as the same and going, oh, what are your numbers? I'll put them in this formula. That's not how it works. Like don't use a formula. Like I don't use a formula to work out calories. Like don't do it. There's better ways of doing it. Understanding the person, they might not even be ready for that yet. And I think that's where it comes from. Is people just want to learn and know more, and it's like, no, start applying shit, make mistakes, learn from them. That's far better teaching than sitting there being lectured at about shit.
Yeah, and it's almost like there is some sort of I've been on this course, I've been on this course, I've been on this course. You're like, oh great, cool, right? That's honestly not that many in the last year. I've been forced to by Josh, but that's about it because he wants to go.
FMS, I want it.
FMS. He was like, yeah, we got to do it, Dom. Yeah, lovely job, mate. Yeah, Cockney.
FMS.
Yeah. So we did it just to keep Josh happy. He's fine.
Josh will be doing like FMS level 97.
And he's basically he's bought the company.
He can afford it. So he can afford it.
He's basically just bought the facilities and just decided to. I think all he wanted was the polo top. Weirdly, but they talked him into buying the company. So yeah, it's about right. Love that. So yeah, with the addressing that to coaching, because when you said that, it was like it's too much information, that kind of stuff, and you're kind of putting that from a point of view of coaches either having slight verbal diarrhea and giving too many cues from a nutrition point of view, basically chopping that up. That 100% applies 1-to-1, even from also, refining. It's just like, right, we all get like the trainer that stands there, and there's loads of YouTube videos, I'm sure, of the guy that will give you loads of really random stuff. It's like, yeah, your psoas is clearly not firing, we need to externally rotate into that. You're like, your client's sitting like, so what does that?
Tell them what to do that.
What does that mean?
I've seen it before with people where they say to a client like, oh, do that, they'll say do this. I can't think of an example off the top of my head, right?
My big one is brace your core and squeeze your glutes.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm sorry.
So they'll go brace your core, squeeze your glutes. They'll do a rep and they go, no, not like that.
Not like that. All right.
No, and then they'll point them and go squeeze here, and you're like, okay. No, not like that. So what I want you to think about is doing this. It's like you've not even given them more than a rep to think about it, like, and process that information. Like, let them have 10 reps. Let them have a whole set trying to work this out. They might just get what you mean. Yeah. But when you jump in with a client and you just try and overload them with cues and stuff, they can't remember them, for one. But two, there's no element of learning. Like, part of the parcel with clients is that they learn from their mistakes, just as we do. So I used to do it with clients all the time, and I used to get odd looks from trainers. I'm sure I did. I don't care because I was better than them. But like, you'd watch someone and you let them do a set and they were doing it probably incorrectly. But you'd watch the first 3 reps and you go, they're not going to hurt themselves. So we'd like, carry on. And then 3 more reps go by and you're like, they're still not really got this, have they? And you just go, right, we'll let them do it. And then you just wait and then you go, right, next set, I want you to do this. Or next set, I want you to do that. And you just let them, rather than most clients will just go, no, stop there. Stop there. And it's like, no, because the amount of times I've had a client and the first couple of reps don't look great, but by the end, they've got it. And I'm like, and then I say to them, the last couple of reps there were perfect. That's what I want next time for the whole set. And then they might be like, oh yeah, no, I really felt it towards the end, and I know what you mean now when you said that. But it takes their brain time to, like, it's a motor skill. Like, it's to them it's like learning to ride a bike. They've never done it before. Yeah. Like, so they need time to fall off and get back on. And like, I don't think quite understand that, do they? They don't get that.
You need that repetition to happen. So, and just self-learning, self-taught stuff is huge within a learning spectrum.
The trainers are so quick to be like, no, take the load off, no, go back to the basics, go back to without a bar. I'm like, no, they're fine. Like, you just didn't coach them properly.
So the feedback so I taught what was it? But we did about 2 hours on coaching cueing. This is like, I'm not teaching how to do a deadlift. I'm assuming that the trainers I'm teaching know how to teach a deadlift. I'm talking about the verbiage and the language that they're going to start to use and how they're using their environment. And the biggest bit of feedback was that people felt like, because of the money they were being paid for the hour, that they needed to give that information and give value. And I was like, all right, well, would they not get more value from, you just know it, but you can make them do it really, really simply, and then that's going to be the value, because they managed to get you. You don't have to be like, let's fill all the silences. It's like, yeah, that person, like, say if they're training with me, can be paying nearly £1.5
millions,
£2.
Millions of pounds.
I know, it's an hour session. They're like £1.5 to £2 a minute, right? And if I'm sitting there going, shit, this person's paying me like £1.50 a minute, I've got to keep giving value. Like, basically, I've got to give them a coffee every 2 minutes. If I'm doing that, then I ain't thinking about what they're doing at all.
I think it's one of those. It's one of those things where the value you're giving them is you're taking stress away from them. Yeah, like you're relieving them of stress, like, and that people pay fortune for that. And they come into the gym, they don't know what they're doing in the gym, they don't like the environment, they need to feel secure, they need to feel safe. And actually, you being quiet means that they go, hang on a minute, I'm doing this right. Or whatever, and like, so it's one of those situations where they come to you for a top quality session, they're going to get coached properly, but they want to leave with that sense of achievement and the sense that they've done something that session. Not that they would feel like a failure. If they leave that session and they don't feel like they've actually done any sets or any reps because you were just shouting at them, random words and cues, and they leave feeling as if they failed the session, they didn't achieve anything, they're not going to want to come back very quickly. Whereas actually, if you shut up and let them do stuff and coach them properly, they want to come back and see you. And like you said, there's no surprise that like someone like yourself can charge what you charge and is as full as you are, and you're sitting there and not really saying anything. I was the same. I used to have some clients I never used to really say a huge amount to them when they were training, and yet we were some of the busiest coaches there, and it's like, come on, like you can't sit there and think.
I had it today. I was doing coaching prep for an interview and like interview prep stuff, and then I gave an example of what I would do. I would class myself as a slightly fly on the wall coach, where like Dan, I would sit back. If they're not going to hurt themselves, I'd probably let them learn and let them do something, and I'd be like, all right, what was, then I would ask them the question, what do you think? Like I'm letting them have an open-ended question to see what they're thinking about stuff. And today they were like, oh yeah, but you do that because like you're not out to prove anything. And I'm like, what do you mean? I have to prove that I'm value every single day. Like, I'm full, but I still have to retain. I was like, at any point they can just be like, nah, I won't train anymore. I don't see the value anymore. It's pointless. But because they were a new trainer, they were like, I need to show this. So it was very interesting. I was like, obviously I haven't been a new trainer. I'm 5 years in. I would like to say that I'm there or thereabouts with probably how I'm going to be as a coach for the future. But yeah, and as an instructor. But we're talking about, so with basically, if you want to get your notebooks out in external, and I'm sure this must get taught on PT3. I don't know, but it will be taught in our workshop. External, internal, and normal cueing, and the difference between all three. And the fact is that we should be gearing towards external because it's like 80% retention in terms of learned skills. And it's like, Jesus, that's gold dust, right? And external cueing means stuff that's outside their body. So you're not using verbs like hamstring and like you
brace your core.
Because trust me, like if you go into an accountant and they're like, oh yeah, this tax and this tax, this number, that, you're going to be like, layman's terms, what do I need to pay? That's what they want. Like, that's what the client's doing. What do I need to do? Like a lat pull down, biggest one. Okay, it's not like, all right, you got to flex your elbow down into like a little bit. I don't know if it's got like a weird grip from pronation into neutral, and then you got to pull into your clavicle. It's like, you know what they know? They know that bar needs to go near their chest. They can probably do that.
Yep.
Pull that to there. Hopefully, we'll feel around about here. Shock. Magic. And you guys are like, well, I'm not adding value. You're right. If they're asking, where should I be feeling it? Now you like, these guys are called this. I really want these to be kind of felt when you're going through that, but I've let them do the first set first. So I've had a little bit of external cueing, let them adjust. Now I'm going to show them a little bit more value, but I've only given them one thing to do. Like let them fucking figure it out. Then change it. Suddenly they're feeling this. They can lift more load, and we're progressing like bang, 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 bang. Okay, so that's going from external into internal. Internal is like advanced. That's when person you might not, but probably the people in this listening to this show are advanced. You're like, oh well, I have to have the cue of where my knee like tracks out and all this stuff. That's advanced. It's not a layman's fucking 90% of the population term. And then normal cueing is zero speaking at all. So you're trying to make them pick up without anything. It's just demonstration. Super, super fucking hard because you've got to have pristine form and relatively pointless. I think did you get taught that? It was like describe the movement, do the movement with description, movement without description, and that was how I started to coach.
Yeah, I think that like you say that is the way you would go through it, and
yeah,
it would often be when you described it to a client whilst going over those external cues, and they could almost see the external cue as you were doing it.
Yeah,
that's when they were like, got it straight away. They were like, yep, makes sense.
Or what's big was like analogies, like using fucking analogies in there from their day-to-day life is huge. Like, so they can correspond to, like, it's like kicking a ball. All right, wonderful. I know what that feels like. It's like sitting on a chair. Ah, sweet. I've sat on a chair before. I don't think anybody's said that sentence before, but yeah, sweet, man. I sit on chairs all the time.
Sweet, man. I can do that.
It's great. But yeah, then you start looking into like behavior learning and making it stick, and like practicing with come to the workshop. You find out all about this, like practice cueing, retention tests,
give them to a joy, mate.
Chronic learning, acute learning, all that kind of crap. Whether people actually do it, but it's crazy. It's how you assess, how you get to know your client, and they're probably then within 2-3 sessions, you kind of know how they learn, and how they're gonna basically progress with you. Otherwise, you're kind of like beating a drum, and people ain't gonna listen. They're just gonna be like, "Oh, we've been through this a million times." Okay, yeah, probably because we haven't been cueing them how they respond. Yeah, it's like, "Oh, they never get what I want." Cool, right? Is that their fault? Unsure. Maybe not. They might just be absolute morons. For all I know.
They'll be the odd one.
They'll be the odd one. They'll just be like, "There's no hope. Brilliant. Go home."
I remember we worked with one of them. Remember?
Oh yeah, of course. I assessed him and then told Dan what I thought, and then I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to room."
I'm going to nightmare.
I was like, "He's fucking ridiculous." Walked in. Did he walk in with like a knee brace on?
Knee brace,
knee brace. Like he's suddenly, basically, I think I'd probably made him sore from my screen, and he was like, "Yeah, it's clearly been flaring up." And then I don't know what he said to you. I was just like, "No, definitely not."
Can't remember now.
This overweight lad who, bless his soul, he was in the right place, but probably with 2 of the wrong trainers for him. I'm assuming.
I think he just wanted a nice female to train him.
Which is fine. It's absolutely fine. But yeah, I'm not down for that.
He should have done burpees, shouldn't he? That's what you should have done.
That's what you should have doing. Jesus Christ. All right, we can talk about that or defining fitness.
Yeah, both, mate. I think
both, mate. I think this stemmed from an argument really that I think it's been beaten around a while, right? Obviously, our favourite Instagram fitness professional, Ben Bruno, his exercises are cool, he keeps it simple, and he's hilarious. Go follow him. But yeah, I think he posted out about burpees, and he's reposted it a few times, hasn't he? That's not an original post. It's from a year or two.
About it a lot.
Yeah, because how burpees are the devil, or burpees are bad for you.
Just a complete waste of time.
So, and two of the trainers, obviously, this was going around the gym today, and I got asked my opinion, and I was like, "Why do you need my opinion? Like, what's your opinion? I don't need mine. It's fine." I was like, "Yeah, with the proper regression and progression to burpees, it's absolutely fine." I was like, "You can get from prone, lying on your face, to standing. Lovely, right? That's essentially what a burpee is doing. It's the doing them under millions of reps under fatigue is what I have issues with, for the purpose of weight loss. Is probably what the caveat and what their kind of, I don't know, connotation with, and the fact that they seem to be in programs that lack, I'd say, direction, and lack maybe progression of some sort.
100%.
They just seem to be a very there's nothing wrong with a burpee done correctly. 100%. There's nothing wrong with regressing a burpee correctly. We all squat, we all like push up, all that kind of thing. We all can kind of jump. It's just mashed together under crap cueing and instruction. And
the problem with burpees is that the technique breakdown happens so quickly, and no one gives a shit about the form that they do them in. that it's just a way to make someone out of breath for no apparent reason whatsoever. And yeah, you can do like burpees in a minute or something, but again, the form breaks down, it looks shit, and you're not actually improving someone's ability to train well like you would be if you were to do like a mile row or something. Like that's actually going to have some kind of benefit. Whereas the burpees they're just done so badly, and no one can do them properly. Not that I have ever seen anyone in a Group X class do them properly. Anyway,
it's just a
waste of time. Like the amount of energy you've got, you have to put into them. You can be doing far better exercises that are going to get you far better results. That you're going to hate far less. And it's just something that I don't think have I ever done one with a class? I don't think I've ever done one.
So I have, but I do them in a plyometric setting, and I only do 6. And it's usually with some sort of med ball slam intertwined. And I'm asking them to react to get to the floor, so they go around contact times very fast. So it's like bam, down, down. And they probably wouldn't do the jump. They're just going from standing to prone to standing pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's just a bias I've got. I just don't like them. I just absolutely fucking hate them.
I've just done it in a very
Like just do battle ropes. If you don't want just someone to work on, just do that instead. Like
it's just battle. One of our go-tos was like battle ropes, planks, TRX rows, go. Yeah. You're gonna get screwed. Like 8 minutes of that. Jesus.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I just think they look stupid as well.
They don't pass the does it look ridiculous test, do they?
Yeah.
If it looks dumb, probably is. Like that's one of my tests for exercises. Not a big fan. They're fine. Do them properly. Low rep. Be fine. Do them lovely correctly. Put a weight on it. Screw it. But yeah.
When Ben Bruno, when he done his video, he's got a video on Instagram of his client there doing burpees. And he said, and his client goes, "Hey, I thought you said this was a really stupid exercise." And then Ben goes, "Yeah, but I like to try and pair my client to the exercise." And then the client just
looks at him like, "Fuck you."
It's brilliant.
So funny.
It's so good. If you don't go and follow him, seriously.
He's so dry, isn't he? But yeah, so that's a little bit of. We're not against burpees, but we are. But just do them. It's like with any exercise. Do it correctly, and we're all for it. There's going to be some sort of benefit, I'm sure.
Do anything else instead.
But it's just lazy programming. I feel like Dean Somerset always goes about it. He's like, I've never programmed a burpee because within the hour I have with my client, how do I really want that to be taken up? Like, there's endless amounts of things. Like Dan's just said, he was PTing for years and he's never programmed one. That's like thousands of hours, and he's never bothered putting one in. I've only done it with a med ball plyometric setting, not for like a sweater. That's
because you had a stupid client. So
pretty much, yeah. I was just like, "Oh, you're ridiculous. So I need to do this." Just low threshold. So that brought me on to defining fitness, because it's a connotation of what is fit, and it seemed to be the people who there was a slight uproar within the London Fit Pro community that burpees were dangerous, and they were like, "No, this isn't dangerous. I've been those people who can't walk upstairs. They just got massive. All these guys that think burpees are dangerous are the guys with huge deadlifts, huge squats, but they get out of breath going upstairs. I can do loads of burpees. I won't get out of breath going upstairs. I'm fit."
I haven't got a huge squat or a deadlift, and I hate burpees. Never going to do them.
Yeah, but it doesn't make a difference. It was just the definition of fitness that I found odd, especially with that connotation. I was just like, what is fit? I was like, I haven't got a Google up, or I haven't got a dictionary in front of me.
I've got it in front of me here, mate. Yeah? That's why I just went on it. So there's 2 definitions
of fit.
Of fitness.
Or fitness, there we go.
The first one is the condition of being physically fit and healthy. So, yeah, I mean, that doesn't really help, I don't think. And then the other one is the quality of being suitable to fulfill a particular role or task, which is probably more the way we would describe it. The quality of being suitable to fulfill.
Well, I think when you're saying that connotation of like these guys got massive deadlifts, blah blah blah, you have to use that one because it's not a general term.
Again, so defining fit, you can be in good health, especially because of regular physical exercise. I mean, it's not really useful.
But then it's up to your opinion what that is.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I'm fit because I lift really heavy stuff, or it's I am fit because I've got a good CV system. Doesn't matter, right? And then the other person would also say they're not fit because they cannot lift this heavy weight. They're not fit because they cannot run. Like, that's a never-ending argument. So I think the only way you can say is it fit for
What's
a
it
purpose.
fit for?
What's
Exactly.
it fit for?
Yeah, that's the way you look at it.
That's the only way to look at it, surely. I just don't get it. Mo Farah is fit for running. Mo Farah is not fit for strongman competitions.
Yeah.
I would say so. Like, it's just dumb. This is just a ridiculous argument. I was like, it sounds like I'm coming down on the side of obviously the weightlifters, but those the guys aren't just hating on some of the definition of fitness. So it was very odd. Didn't really enjoy it. Very odd thing to say. And obviously the people that are like doing lots of burpees, they were saying it, right? So very strange, mate. Very strange. That kind of really is stupid things on the internet, because there seemed to be some sort of uproar about it when Ben Bruno's very tongue-in-cheek, but it's kind of the people lack of argument saying why burpees are superb and being like, oh yeah, it's because you're not fit. Brilliant. All right. It's the old because it's hard, mate. Brilliant. Okay. Great queuing.
There's a lot of things that are hard. Doing a PhD is hard, but I'll help you.
Yeah, it's interesting. Nice, mate. We got one for. I think the stupid thing on the internet was the queuing. It all blends in together, guys. It's mad.
Oh, mate, it's like we planned it.
The queuing of tuck your chin. I got nothing wrong with it. I got nothing wrong with it, but there's a certain place where it needs to happen. Usually standing upright, and it actually means kind of withdraw your chin, give yourself a double chin, not tuck your chin into your chest.
Not bend over so you're trying to lick your belly button. Yeah.
Don't do that. It means tuck your chin means give yourself a double chin. Okay, that would be a better term to use. But people use the term tuck your chin in. There.
What people do is they then try and get what they do is they put their chin on their chest like that.
And then proceed to do whatever exercise they've got. So in deadlifting or bent,
for a lot of people.
every single exercise. So it was interesting just to see. I mean, I see it in the gym quite a lot. It's just something that's always been a bugbear, especially with. Some people might say, well, it's better than like flaring your chin up. Yeah, maybe, but
but they're still both extremes that you want to stay away from.
They're both extremes, right? So if we look at how we generally look at the spine, right? We've got 3 sections. Let's be layman's about this, okay? So you've got your cervical spine, your thoracic spine, and your lumbar spine, okay? Generally,
upper, mid, and lower for real layman's.
All right, cool, yeah. For Dan, all right, Jesus Christ. So the upper and the lower, so your lumbar and your cervical, both generally do the same thing at the same time. Crazily, if you think of the 3 like cogs, okay? If you had 3 cogs that if you had to turn a wheel, like so the lumbar's going clockwise, then the thorax has to go anti-clockwise, and then the cervical has to go clockwise. If you think of like clogs, then they have to move in different ways, okay? So the lumbar and the cervical generally do the same thing. So if I'm tucking my chin into my chest, what kind of might happen at my lumbar, which we all know is bad?
You might round your
back. Like, it's mental. This is just biomechanics, okay? This isn't like Tom's making shit up again. No, this happens. This is how all of the stuff works. You've got that natural curvature of the spine, and we talk about it in PT a lot, right? And that happens. So it's very interesting that somebody will get there to tuck chin in, create something called massive flexion, and then suddenly flexing of the lumbar spine happens. Sweet.
Well, yeah,
all right.
You saw it in a trainer online who posted his workout, and
no, I didn't.
It was just like appalling.
I sent it to Dan. I was like, "What's going on here?" I was like, "I understand the cue, but there might be something. Should I message it?" Nah. Right. He'll take it the wrong way.
Yeah,
fuck off, mate. You don't know what you're talking about. All right, thank you. Listen to the show. But yeah, it's very easy. Like, you'd rather everything in neutral, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with doing that? Like, just, all right, I'm going to keep straight for these. Nobody can ever go at you.
People just like the extreme way, don't they? Love the extreme.
So it was fairly interesting. I got my giggles out of it, but it just reiterates that there's opportunities to teach. So which is good thing, Daniel. Hopefully, if they're willing to be taught, is the other thing. Right, mate. Have you got any other any other business you want to talk about? Because Dan's got to be off in 5 minutes. So
no other business, mate.
no other business. Wow, Jesus. I guess we have to mention this. So thank you for Alex Smith, Krajewski, maybe.
I can't remember now.
Something like
Smith.
that. Alex Smith.
Alex the physio.
For coming on last week. Some pretty good positive reviews based off that. He's running a deadlift seminar soon. If you're in Essex, go to it. Contact him at Rehab to Robust, I believe. But his
trainer toolbox has gone live today.
His trainer toolbox has gone live, right? I posted about it. Dan might, if it makes his stories. I don't really know. He's pretty protective about what makes his stories. And then Alex has posted out. So you got Alex. If you go follow any of the people that basically have been on our show, Alex, Dean Somerset, Lisa Lewis, Tony G, all talking on it. Like 20 plus hours of content. Yep. All going to be pretty good. We're just saying this, FYI. We don't get a cut. Dan hasn't got a special discount code that he's going to rant about later.
No, I haven't. I think it works out at like $10 an hour for the content. Like,
it's not bad, is it?
You wouldn't get that anywhere else, I think.
No, not live. So it'd be pretty good. Just like watch it on the tube, bloom, bring that in. These are all seasoned professionals as well, so it's pretty cool. Nice. And yeah, Alex has learned a lot of stuff from Stuart McGill, right? So the backfit guy. That's where most of his, I think, a fair bit of his knowledge base is. So he is the guy to talk about back pain. So why not listen to Alex about it? Screw it. He's got a bigger beard than Stuart, so I trust him. Yeah, so go hit that up, like PT Toolbox. Follow any of their Instagram pages. Go message them. Say that we told you to go there, basically. So you just get credit. Sort of thing. Yeah,
just so we get credit. We don't get anything. Maybe get a beer out of it when we see him.
I don't know. Maybe we'll message one of them to come back on. I'm sure Tony will want to come back on at some point. Leave it up for a laugh. If that's all good. All right, mate. No other news. We will catch everybody next week.
See you later.